16 minutes after 6 on this Monday morning. Welcome back to Sunrise. It's now time for our girl, Teeks, with the cheeks. Good morning. Good morning, Teeks. How are you?
Good morning, Dennis. I'm going to have to start to figure out a thing for you. Dennis, with
I'm
not there yet.
Only one word
I'm
right with Dennis.
I'm not there yet. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
It's all right. It's all right.
Only. The entire room actually went.
The menace. Dennis the menace. No, he's not the menace.
He's not a menace.
He's not the menace
Not a
around
menace.
here. Not at all. Not at all. Hi, Yendi.
Hey, T.
Good to see you.
Good to see you and your cheeks.
Aww. It sounds like we're ready for the headlines. Let's do it. Let's do it. What's been happening in the news? So CTOC destroys counterfeit cigarettes valued at $400 million. Working with the Jamaica Customs Agency Intelligence, the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigations Branch, CTOC, recently conducted an island-wide investigation where 624 cases of illicit cigarettes valued at an estimated $400 million were discovered and destroyed. Carreras Limited's Managing Director Franklin Murillo expressed gratitude for CTOC's work, highlighting that these illegal cigarettes affect not only their business, but also the government, since taxes aren't paid on these items, which clearly affects the contribution to the government, but also consumers, since consumers could be receiving very low quality products.
You know, this is an important story for multiple reasons. But I find that people, like people in the comment section, they always belittle these kinds of operations. And I'm like, do you not understand the importance of these things? Because, so for one, the counterfeit market very often funds the activities of the criminal underworld.
The underworld, yeah.
That's one. Two, the counterfeit market negatively impacts our trade relationships with other with other countries, because you know that now Jamaica can be now an illegal dumping ground for substandard products. And also, many of the times when you see countries in having bilateral talks, a part of it is having conversations about, hey, we're seeing too many of our goods coming into your country and as illegal counterfeit, contraband. And the next point that people don't understand, especially with a thing like cigarette, where it's already bad for you, that you know have potentially substandard products.
So that's the thing that raises the biggest red flag to me. My thing is, if I'm going to be consuming something, I would like to know that it has met the standard required for entry, the standard for consumption, and that is what makes me nervous.
And more often than not, it hasn't.
It hasn't, and you don't actually know what is in it. And so you can't take that risk because you want to get something at a lower cost or access it in a cheaper way. It's too risky.
I think one of the things that why people maybe aren't taking it a little more seriously, generally, counterfeit products, is two things. One, it's like, but it's more affordable. And right now, anything that's more affordable, I'm about it. And also, okay, yes, they never went through the full proper channels, but we just fight out a man that I try, you know, and get him things, and he's, you know, yes, he didn't go through, you know. I understand that.
You're not fighting out a man who tried.
Absolutely.
You're taking action because, again, many of the times these products are
low quality.
Not just that, they come through criminal
elements.
So
they fund the underworld.
The challenges that they are manifest through are criminal. So it starts off there.
Well, next up, let's talk about the NHF expansion of benefits on pap smear and prostate-specific antigens. So, in light of its thrust for early detection, the National Health Fund, the NHF, has added a fourth diagnostic test to its benefits. The pap smear, which identifies cell changes caused by HPV infection, is a key risk factor for cervical cancer and has expanded the accessibility of the prostate-specific antigen, the PSA diagnostic test. The fund is seeking to inform eligible Jamaicans as well as physicians of the changes and how persons can benefit. So here with us, I come bearing gifts. Here with us this morning to tell us more is Director of Health Promotion, Public Relations and Customer Care, Charmaine Robotham.
The Charmaine Robotham, how are you?
Hi, good morning. Good morning.
All is
good,
well,
thanks.
nice to have you.
Yes, great to be here.
This is fantastic news.
It is big news.
Especially when you hear of our numbers in Jamaica.
Yes, yes,
and how
yes.
prevalent it is that we have, prostate cancer cases as well as cervical cancer, which is almost 100% preventable, correct?
Yes, yes, if you catch it early.
Correct.
If you catch it early.
How important are these screenings?
They're very important because what we're trying to do by, bringing a subsidy on these screenings is to really, as you said, prevention. And if you look at what the NHF Act speaks to, it says that we are to increase the productivity of residents by reducing time lost from work. And when we support prevention, such as prevention of cervical cancers, prevention of prostate cancer, what we are in fact doing is ensuring that persons remain productive. Because so very often we hear of men and women dying from cervical cancer, leaving their families behind. And, that has an impact as well. So, it's important that we focus on prevention as part of what we do at the NHF.
How have you been able to move in this direction? Because it wasn't always the case. There are many things that we would have wished would have been added to NHF because NHF does magnificent work in providing health services. How are we now able to get to the point where we're offering this?
Right. Well, when we're looking at adding benefits, right? We also have to look at what we have in the kitty.
Yes.
Well, it's more than a kitty, but we have to ensure that when we add a condition that we can sustain it. You can't add a condition and say, oh, we are run out of money, we cannot continue.
Precisely.
So having added various conditions over time, we always look to see, is this something that we can afford? And as you look at what is happening, initially we have focused on assisting persons with medication because you find that people can go to the doctor, they can, get the money for that, and then when it comes to medication, they'll take a month, they'll take a week or so instead of taking a month. So the NHF card was able to assist persons to afford their medication, but of course now we're turning towards the prevention aspect to ensure that persons are able to afford the tests that they need to prevent to identify the conditions and
It is so important.
Speaking of affording the test, how does one access the subsidy?
It's pretty easy. If you are already an NHF card holder, you don't need to do anything. It's automatically added to your card, whether man or woman. Men over 40, they now have access to the NHF card. Now, if you don't have any of the 22 conditions we cover, and all you want is the access for the subsidy, you just need to fill out the application form with your TRN, take it into us, and we'll give you an NHF card. The same for women, because this test is for women 21 and over. So if you don't have an NHF card, you can simply apply for the card just to access the pap smear benefits.
I would love us to just underscore what you just said again. 21 and over. It's not a big woman thing we're talking here. We're talking an adult female. So 21 and over, please get your annual pap smear. Gentlemen, please do your PSA testing. I don't need to hear no conversations saying big man no do them so.
No, sir. I think we've moved past that.
I'm pleased that we have. It is critically important.
Yeah.
Right. So of the 5% of men who are sent to do their PSA test, only 2% end up doing it, right? So it's important for men to get their PSA test done, and NHF is offering $1,600 discount towards the cost of your PSA test, and for the women, $1,300 off the cost of your pap smear.
Awesome. Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. All right.
Thanks for your new teaks.
I told you I brought I brought gifts. You see?
Discount.
Very valuable discounts.
Exactly. All right, well, that's all the time we have for headlines this morning. And when we return, we're swapping out the news desk, well, for our kitchen counter. It only makes sense. And all things kimchi is what we're going to be doing.
Right,
you know what kimchi?
I know about it, but I've never had it before.
Well, it's going to be a new day. It's a beautiful day to try new things. You don't want to miss this. Dennis and kimchi when sunrise returns.